What's good, everybody, and welcome back to the channel for another episode of our Madden 23 San Antonio Express expansion draft only franchise. Here we are, the last episode. We are here in season 3, at least in the regular season. As we see here, we are currently in the playoffs as this episode begins. With a 2-0 episode, we are guaranteed a playoff spot. We control our own destiny. It's really tough for me to say if I want to play week 17 or 18 here because, if, say, we simulate week 17 and we lose, we might already be out of the playoffs. I don't think that's the case, however. But because Timmy Reed is coming back next week, I think I prefer to play week 18. You can argue that maybe we have a better chance to win 18 in simulation. You can maybe say, that the Commanders are a worse team than the Titans. Let's talk about that here in a minute, though. Let's do our final draft preview, starting here with George McLean, who, that's a lot of A's there. A finesse, A pursuit, A play rec, A awareness. 21 years old. We saw before that athleticism is elite. He is another 5-star prospect in this draft. That's right. We are up to 4 5-star players in this draft. I really, really, really like the top of this draft. And Joshua Sanchez is okay. He's like a 2. At defensive tackle, we have a guy in DeJounte Hillhouse who I like. Not super strong, but he has decent abilities. He's young, and so I'd give him like a 3. And you see how we're missing both of our starting defensive tackles. I think defensive tackle depth would be good. He has B to D injury, so it's going to be probably higher than guys like Jaron Lacey and Timmy Reed if it's B or C. As I believe they were both either D or F in injury, so would love to get some defensive linemen with increased injury. But yeah, we have Hunter Nichols, who we previewed a few episodes ago, at left outside linebacker, who's 5-star. George McLean, who's a defensive end. 2 edge rushers that are 5-star, and then both of the quarterbacks we previewed last episode are 5-star in my book as well. We don't really have draft ammo right now to get one of each, but I'm 100% planning on at the very least coming away with one of those 2 quarterbacks. As things sit now, who knows, maybe Devin Hamilton leads us to the playoffs here, leads us on a good run as well, and we end up picking one of the edges. I don't know how likely that is, but I'm not gonna say it's impossible. Morris Morgan here, looking pretty good as he starts to wrap up his rookie year. Delvin Walls as well with an upgrade. I do believe he is the front runner right now for Defensive Rookie of the Year. At the time of his injury, I believe it was Jaron Lacey, but since he's missing time, I think Delvin Walls is now in the first spot. The last time I checked off air, I don't want to do it here today because it's been a couple weeks since then or whatever. And I want to be surprised because if we do not make the playoffs this episode, we will be going all the way through 2 awards. And so I want to be surprised on whether or not he wins Rookie of the Year, if you know what I mean. It's tough to say whether we play week 17 or week 18. I think we're going to play week 18, though. I don't want to do everything right and then have the CPU let us down at the very end. I'd rather them let me down right now, and then still have a chance maybe with a week 18 victory to get back in the playoffs. I just don't want to win now and then just end the season on a loss that we didn't participate in, that knocked us out of the playoffs, yada yada yada. So I do believe week 18 will be the better choice here for us. And without further ado, we are ready to simulate this game. The Tennessee Titans are on the board first, but we do match. They get back on. We take the lead 14-10, and they take the lead just before half, 16-14. Still a very close game, anyone's game, but Tennessee pulls away with a 2-score lead, and it's looking like we're not going to have a 2-0 episode, something that we really needed to just ensure a playoff spot. From what I've seen in the standings, 9-8 could still get us in. think it kind of depends on what the Chargers end up doing this week as well. If the Chargers lose this week, I think we have a better chance. If they win this week, I think we might be in trouble. As we see a couple sacks allowed here. 1 sack on the day. Wyatt Costanzo, who was luckily not injured for multiple weeks. So we'll have 2 starting defensive linemen. Luckily, our best 2, D'Angelo Bramble and Jaron Lacey, being the 2 that don't have abilities. So we'll have the 2 defensive linemen that have abilities. That should help us get a win. That is now required for us to even have a chance to make the playoffs. I don't even think a win guarantees us a playoff spot next week. Very unfortunate. The Titans were really good. They're now up to 12-4 on the year. Once again, it seems like we're playing a lot of really good teams. When's the last time we played a team with a losing record? Because the Broncos don't count. They were 500. So it was pre-bye the last time that we played a team with a sub-500 record. We get the ability slot for Wyatt Costanzo. Big news ahead of the Week 18 matchup. He now has 2 ability slots. Eddie Hazelton as well. Both very well-timed ability slot upgrades. Now, the only superstar that we have that doesn't have his second ability is Brian Pearson. And yeah, maybe a little bit sour grapes still from last episode. I think he would have had it had he gotten 10,000 XP instead of 2,500 from that scenario. That 1 sack fumble that we just couldn't avoid, I think, is the only reason he's not 85 overall already. But alas, it is time to get into the last game of this regular season against the 5-11 Washington Commanders. Let's talk about our game plan, as they have a young quarterback in John Michaels calling the shots. Last I checked, he was actually pretty high in interceptions. He was like right there with Devin Hamilton. So hopefully we can get lucky and snag a few today. That would be awesome. Jay Owens is back in that slot. I don't want him there. We also don't need Eddie Hazelton there anymore, as he is 85 overall. Who should we put there? I think we go like Jerome Snell there, and then Wyatt Costanzo is also 85. So we put Eli Shea there. Just try to get a boost to our offensive line. Make up for the fact that, once again, I know sour grapes. We didn't get the 10K XP last time. Oh, so disheartening. All these guys would be 1 to 2 overalls higher than they are right now, I think. Super unfortunate. It's fine, though. I just need to stop complaining about it. We got our full fatigue back. Again, we are still playing with progressive fatigue for now. So nice to have full fatigue for this Week 18 matchup. And I don't think I have anything left to do prior to it. So let's get into it. Now over 1,400 yards and 9 touchdowns for Eddie Hazelton. Maybe we can get him up to double-digit touchdowns here to end the year. I'm not going to say I'm going to force it, but I'm not going to not kind of try to force it his direction, just because that would be nice, as we have a rainy game here. Could be interesting, let's just say that. I don't know how well we're going to do to avoid turnovers, but hopefully we can at least force as many as we might have ourselves for this game. Let's get into it. Oh, it's nice to have Wyatt Costanzo back. 2 players with abilities on the defensive line. Can't ask for more. And that's a fumble on the first play. Speaking of the rain, we allow yet another catch on the throw. This is the theme of last episode, but we get a fumble. Quincy Boston just smacks De'Ami Brown right in his chest. Delvin Walls there with the recovery, and just like that, our offense is out on the field. One thing I got to do, because I keep forgetting to do it, most of the time in the episodes is preview the team. John Michaels at quarterback, Alexander Madison and Brian Robinson. Not super good at running back. They got two good receivers in Dotson and McLaurin. Diami Brown, who we just saw fumble there. Tommy Tremble is their tight end. Pretty good. Nate Wilson's a solid young left tackle. He's got a lot of strength. And we also saw that he had superstar dev. Rafael Jaramillo, another solid young player. And yeah, their offensive line is just kind of solid and young. Obviously, their defensive line is stacked. Running the ball, I think, is going to be harder today than it is most days. And we've seen at times we've had trouble running the ball, especially early in games. I think it might be even more so this time around. Kyle Hamilton is playing safety for these Commanders. Very interesting.
Here we go, here we go.
Starting at the Washington 39 is our offense for the day. And hey, not a bad first run. I mentioned it might be difficult. I still think it very well could be. But a good start there. Since we had a good start, though, we will go right back to it. And yeah, that's the defensive line we're talking about. Just 1 yard. 3rd and 3. Wouldn't want to have a 3-and-out after your defense forced the fumble. We're going to go underneath to Slayton. We're just going to have possession catch. Make sure he doesn't get popped and have a fumble of his own. I did not refill my water bottle. That is unfortunate. 1st and 10 now. Don't really love what we're seeing there, but we're going to try to get it late to Asiaton, and that's almost picked off. Wouldn't have been great. See Lewis Smart uncovered at the line. I'm going to try to get him with a quick pass here. And he is open, but we had a poor accuracy. Nobody catches it and goes into the end zone anyway. I'm going to lose my words about my water. But Lewis Smart, he's been a touchdown machine here in on the last few episodes. He continues that here today. Let's see up to now. I think like 15 touchdowns. That's awesome for a tight end. Really for anyone, for being honest. And I shank the crap out of that extra point. Does the rain make the bar go like really a lot faster? I might have to fill my water bottle up or like during halftime or something. We'll see. 6-0 Express. Should be 7. I think that's the first extra point I've missed in this series, because we've had like an incredible kicker throughout the entire. We had him in our first draft, you know what I mean? So we've had amazing kicking throughout the entirety of the series, and that's a nice run stop there on 1st down, bringing up 2nd and 10. Play fake to Madison. John Michaels has all day to throw and then some. Ends up finding a man downfield, but it's dropped. Logan Thomas still on this team. 3rd and 10. Looking for the stop. Timmy Reed applies the pressure and forces the incompletion from Michaels. Just 1 of 3 to start his day. 4th and 10. We'll get the ball back with an opportunity to extend our lead. We've been on a roll here to end the season. I think whether or not we end up making the playoffs, we've built up some momentum that we can go into next year with, I think. As we see, we are on the outside looking, and look at, so we're fighting for those 2 spots between the Broncos and the Bengals. Forgot to look, but the Chargers did win. So even if we win, we know that if the Chargers win as well, they have the tiebreaker over us. So probably a win for us, a loss for them. The Broncos, they have the tiebreaker over us as well, or was it 2-2? No, we beat them once. So we don't know about the tiebreaker there. Either way, we just know that we 100% need a win here. E.29 is not going to get it done, as you would suspect it wouldn't, as that's a nice throw to Asiaton, but now he fumbled. fumbles, one on each side. What do you want me to do about it? Restart the game without the rain? I don't think so, as much as I kind of want to. And that's a throw to Jahan Dotson now with superstar there. Interesting. Oh no, that was just McClellan. And the give to Madison, and he's got a hole, and he's bursted through it. Darius Conner able to make the tackle. 19 early yards for Madison. And that throw is complete. Jahan Dotson on the reception. First down. Look at those rain jackets. Look pretty good to me. First and 10 now. And that's the... Wow, I cannot speak. The pressure forced by Timmy Reed causes an incompletion on first, bringing up second and 10. All day for Michaels, and he's gonna go into the end zone, but that's a nice DBU by Quincy Boston. 3rd and 10 now. And we force the field goal attempt. Hope so. And we have all day. Michaels just can't find anyone. Certainly not for lack of time. Man coverage works there. And we have the ability that makes all their kicks seem like icing the kicker. I just think that's a better animation than the regular one. I'd rather follow the ball, you know what I mean? I just think it's better that way. But regardless, we'll maintain a 3-point lead. And get the ball back. Andrews, please don't fumble the ball here. Try to get to that side for a second. I thought that might be open. Ended up closing up quickly. We did it at the 27.
Let's go now.
On a little bit of play action boot here. And we got a man open, and that's not a great throw. That's why I like Brandon Nash's A throw on the run more than Sean Rogers' C, despite the fact that Sean Rogers has the bigger arm. Gonna go underneath to Hazelton here, try to get, I don't know, 3 yards. That's what we'll get. 3rd and 7. Can we get the conversion here? We're gonna go underneath to Slayton, and he's gonna catch and run past the sticks. First down past the 40-yard line. We'll keep on trucking along with a run here to Kevon Simmons first. Now under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter, and got a little indecisive there. That's a gain of 0. I thought that we at least got like 2 there. I was wrong. Seeing the blitz there, gonna go for the play action anyway. We got a man open down the field, and that's Darius Slayton who did not make the catch. We don't give Slayton a lot of run here on this team, and that's a nice catch. Johnny Rambo, welcome back to the squad, and we tried to come back, and it looked like it could be open. Johnny Rambo also out for last episode. Last couple episodes, actually, I believe. Don't give Slayton a ton of running, so you gotta take advantage of the times we do give him opportunities, and that doesn't really help. And there we go, 5 for 12 for Simmons. Yes, I see Lewis Smart wide open. And yeah, I am planning on throwing the ball. You do not leave Lewis Smart open in this league. Oh, I wanted the stiff arm, but the stiff arm with the wrong arm. Clean stiff arm there and he scores, but we couldn't do it. Once again, not able to get too much. Defensive line is, they're playing hard. Gonna go towards the end zone. He likes Rambo over the middle. Couldn't get it there. I know underneath was wide open, but I wanted to go for the touchdown. Welcome Johnny Rambo back to the squad. Gonna go inside two. Hazelton just could not. You know, his inside was open. We just couldn't make the completion there. I feel like this is gonna be a very ugly looking 9-3 game. By the time I was ready for the kicking arc, it still almost missed it. Oh. Nine to 3 is the score. And we'll give Washington an opportunity to take a lead late, to take a lead late in the first. Obviously that's not our goal, but they do have the opportunity to do so. First and 10, the give to Madison is stopped for a gain of just 1. Second and 9 now. And that throw is caught by Alexander Madison for 5 yards. Cosme shaken up.
Let's go now.
Third and 4. Can we get the stop? No, that's Terry McLaurin. Yeah, he's pretty good at it. I saw him at 98 overall earlier, so yeah, he's good. At this point of the franchise, you know, 4 years down the road, it's kind of like at his peak. And that's going to be another fumble forced by Michael Franklin, and Morris Morgan tripped up. Unfortunately, Speedy might have housed that. Not gotten tripped up there. Probably not, but it was certainly in the cards. First and 10. That's some good blocking, and that's going to be Kevon Simmons going for 6. I call it 7. Right back to him here. On the second and 3. We both have 20 rushing yards. We have a lot more attempts, though. We're going to try to get to the edge with Simmons, and we do get the first down. Now we'll go to the air. Gonna go to the corner for Hazelton, who makes the grab. First down as the first quarter starts to wind to a close. Eli Manning pumped up with the nice throw. And that will end the first quarter in this one. Going to quickly turn lights on in my room. Oh, that's better.
Okay, ready?
Getting a little bit dark outside. That's the thing about the winter, it gets dark pretty early here. We try to go towards Hazelton. Not my best decision, I'd say. Second and 10 coming up. Hazelton this time that's picked off. Gotta be 100% honest with you, I did not think E.29 was in range to make that play. Two turnovers already for this team. And that's caught by Madison out in the flat. Not able to make anything out of it. That was a bad decision on that interception. For sure, for sure. That's a really nice throw by Michaels there to Tommy Tremble. It's Tommy Tremble, that's not Logan Thomas. First and 10 for the Commanders. We saw Tommy Tremble was their tight end one earlier. I still thought it was Logan Thomas. First and 10 at the 35-yard line. And Michaels will get just short of another first down.
Let's go.
2nd and inches. Madison picks up the first down. He's been a really good power back, I feel like. I mean, maybe not really good, but he's been really solid. New set of downs for the Commanders. Madison 6 for 33. Yeah, that's pretty good. I feel like better than what we allow most of the time. Mike Costanzo gets the inside rush and gets to the quarterback for the sack. Thank you for being back, Costanzo. We really missed you last episode. Didn't end up really affecting the results. But man, it's nice to get some pass rush wins sometimes. And Timmy Reed gets the win, and he hits the quarterback on 3rd and 19. That brings up 4th down. Very big stop, very much so needed by the defense. Kind of bailing out our offense here, not being all that great. As far as we're moving the ball decently enough, it's just 2 turnovers. In Commander territory. They'll kill you. Jamin Davis shaking up on the play. See if we can run a little bit of play action here on 2nd and 10. And that's a nicely placed ball by Hamilton to Rambo. It's kind of sad that Rambo doesn't want to be back with us next year. I don't know if I'm going to overpay for a man of his caliber, but I feel like he's always been solid. We just don't really fit his desires. What is that? What is that?
Let's go now. 18,
there was room. I just got magnetized to some dude. Lewis Smart's wide open. Oh, we were just a little bit late. He couldn't run up the sideline. Still got the catch for our favorite targets. Is that still the case? I know in year 1 it was, and probably in year 2 despite the stats. At the end of the year, just because Lewis Smart wasn't very productive in simulation, I feel like that year. Has Hazelton moved towards our favorite target this year? The yard would suggest that, but I feel like I still look to Smart more than I look to Hazelton. But I look to those two almost exclusively in this offense. Sanchez underneath, except for like underneath routes like that. There's just a couple plays where we like Sanchez on these short routes because that's where his skill set is. 3rd and 4. Can we pick this up? Go to the play action here, and Lewis Smart becomes open late, and he makes the catch. We're gonna give him the 1st down. Let's go. Passes to 11 rushes. We're uncharacteristically pass happy here. Honestly, because this defensive line is stacked. That's why. Like normally I feel like we're as good. That's a nice vision there by Simmons to get the 1st down. Somebody held. When the play was already over, he was just on the dude's back. And we got to get it out quick. I know Smart was wide open. I just thought it would be faster to throw to the flat guy than the over the middle guy. Like the further down field you are, the longer the throwing motion is. So I'm like, just go flat, flat, flat. Still good. Could barely get it off. First and 10 from the 21. And, oh man, maybe could have even cut it outside there. Maybe. We saw last game Devon Simmons' ability to change direction quickly on that filthy cut move he had. Gonna go over the middle to Rambo, who will come down with the ball at the 2-yard line. Looking to score for the first time in it seems like forever. See if we can't punch it in here with Simmons. And nope. That was absolutely just swallowed up. Less than 2 yards a carry for our stud running back, coming off like a 200-yard game.
Here we go, shot.
You think that's going to keep us from going to him here? Could not be more wrong, except this time we're going to go to him in the air with the screen. Scott Blockers in front. Can he fall forward in the end zone? He can. We will extend our lead to a 2-score difference. Now, pay attention here to this PAT. Gotta watch this bar. See, that was the normal bar. Why wasn't it normal the first time? I was expecting that speed of bar, but it was like, I don't know. This PAT, dude. Welker don't miss. Is that like, what, the second time we've missed with Welker in his 3-year career? Nice tackle there by Bethel. One of our backup linebackers. First and 10 now for the Commanders. Alexander Madison rushes for 6 yards. Bringing up second and 4. And that pass goes into the dirt. Brought a little bit of pressure there to help force the quick decision. Haven't gotten any interceptions yet. And we'll see at some point where there's this episode, or after a playoff loss, wow, I thought we had an instant sack. Still forced me incompletion, so it was very nicely done by Cassandra. Yeah, whether it's at the end of this episode or after a playoff loss, we'll see the stats. I think Michael's even has more interceptions than Hamilton. So I was hoping for a few here. So far unable to get it as the first half is winding down. Looking to score one more time before this half is done. Nice blitz pickup there by Simmons, and that gives us the time to hit Hazleton down the field. There's another guy coming still, but we needed that block from Simmons just to give us just enough time to get that off cleanly. We're going to go to Hazleton again. He's open downfield, and he catches it once again. We're in the red zone. Very quick plays to his over the middle. Smart. See if we can't hit him in the end zone. That's important. Please. Oh, and that's intercepted. Might not be leading the league in interceptions after this game. When was the last time I threw multiple picks in a game? It's been a while. I feel like I've done a good job. Gotta wrap up there, my guy. Second and 6. Oh, we had a safety. I feel like I've done a pretty good job in this game, just like avoiding a ton of interceptions. I think probably the fact that we rely so much on the run helps with that, because I don't need to pass the ball a bunch. So running game is so good. Yeah, 2 interceptions in the first half. If we threw an accurate ball, that was a touchdown. That was just a bad ball from Hamilton. And that is why I want him replaced. Even if we do make the playoffs, even if he's a playoff quarterback, even if he wins a game in the playoffs, what would make me want to keep Hamilton? He'd have to win the freaking Super Bowl. Then I would not take quarterback. If we win the Super Bowl here in year 3, I will not take quarterback in the next draft. most likely. Yeah, I don't know. Just feel like there's not a lot of needs on the team, and Hamilton's one of them. You know what I mean? We'll take that 16-3 lead into the playoff, into the halftime. I didn't refill my water bottle during half. That is on me. Turn out to the 30 for Andrews. Gonna go to play action here to start the second half. We got Smart open, and he's gonna catch and run for a nice gain. Got absolutely whacked by 23, but it looks like 23 ended up taking the brunt of the hit.
Let's go.
Let's just try to pick up the first down here with Simmons. I'm not trying to do anything too crazy on second and short, and we got the first down. Can't track past whoever that was. Hamilton, I think? Yep, that's Hamilton. Back to the ground. I don't care how it's not been working so far. We run the ball. We are the San Antonio Express, and we run the football with Glenn Simmons. No matter what. Rain, snow, sunshine, down 30, up 30, we're running this friggin' football. I wish Snow would have moved on from that double team up to the next level, but he didn't. Commitment to the run continues here on 1st and 10. And there we go. That's some nice blocks. Very nicely done by Lewis Smart, which brings us for a first down. Got himself over 3 yards per carry on today. Oh man, wide open over the middle is Lewis Smart. Please say that's a roughing the passer. And not an offensive foul. It is roughing the passer. Thank you. Beasley.
Automatic first down.
Simmons did the most of the work to get us here, so let's see if we can't get him into the end zone. And he will score. Second time today. That's a receiving touchdown from a screen pass earlier. Now this rushing touchdown extends us to a 20-point lead. Two-point conversion coming up. Kind of looking for Smart here on the out route. He's kind of wide open, but we look for Simmons, but just throw an awful pass. So it's now 2 touchdowns where we haven't converted the point after on. So we got a really weird looking score of 22. Still a 3-score lead though, which is awesome. Looking very much so like this will be a win, bringing us a winning record. Whether or not we make the playoffs, I really hope we do. Winning record for the first time in team history is something to celebrate in and of itself. And wow! Trucking air is Alexander Madison, getting a bunch of yards while doing it as well. He's been good. Honestly, one of the more productive run games we've given up this season. Wow, big yawn. Second and 10. I don't like having the actual lights on my roof because I feel like it makes my face look weird, and that's an interception by Boris Morgan. Not like weird, but the line is weird. Now, when I have the natural light, like my face will be lit up. Now, like the light stops with my hat, and like my face is actually lit. That's whatever. Just feel like it makes my face look like blue or red. Donovan Holmes. I feel like it's been a while since we've given Donovan Holmes a carry. Last year we kind of had Simmons as the main back, but we sprinkled in some Holmes and some Jeremiah Black as we missed Simmons on that throw. But kind of as the season's gone along, we've just made this Simmons' backfield. 100%. A fantasy manager's dream. Thank you for not bubbling, Sanchez. If we can get a touchdown here, this might be another mercy killing game, or that we just ended early. Absolutely obliterating these 5 and 11 Commanders and stats. His core accuracy, that might be his best ball of the day. It was his best ball of the day. I can't remember the last time he had a ball that good. Even like that 6 touchdown game we had a couple episodes ago. It's mostly just easy throws. First and goal. Gonna go to Hazleton. Gotta get him that 10th touchdown. And we do here now 28 to 3. I don't know. Not 28 to 3. We better make it 29 to 3. That should do it. What is up with these kicks? I was like, not supposed to go that far left. Walker's been just sneaking them in today. Except for that one absolute shank job from earlier. Hey, we might not be watching the fourth quarter of this one. 29 to 3. Been a shellacking up to this point. And Tommy Tremble. Gonna control a blitzing linebacker on this. First and 10, and Giles gets to the quarterback and forces the incompletion. That was a more accurate ball. I think McClung comes down with it. So, nicely done to force the incompletion. Timmy Reed injured once again, so he lasted a half. I need defensive linemen with higher injury ratings. I think from now on, I gotta C's gotta be my cutoff for injury. Cause C's usually high 80s in this game. Nice job by the D-line. Which with the +4 upgrade we're playing to the 90s. Which I'm fine with, but just I think, yeah, every single person on our defensive line has injury in the 80s and they're always just hurt. There's contact on every play, and so I just think there's even increased likelihood for injury as Giles comes up with the pick. That's good. I knew we were going to get some interceptions at some point in this game. It's all happening here in the second half. Morris Morgan and Victor Giles. The interceptors. And come on, Simmons trying to truck through forward, couldn't do it. He's now up over 70 yards in the day on 20 carries. Not horribly efficient, but he had a bad start. Been pretty solid since, and wow. Only Hamilton really can't fill in this rain. Is this the last time we use our Hamilton in this series? Oh, do I hope so. I was kind of focused on Smart there, and that was on me, that was on Hamilton. It's a good thing we didn't need to make sure we got 0 sacks. 3rd and 17. I'm gonna try to hit Hazleton here. And we squeeze it in there. Alright, see that? There's a good ball from Hamilton. Good ball. I hope someday we have a sick receiving core. Because I feel like, we're being successful forcing it to Smart and Hazleton all the time. There's just no one else that I super trust. Man, do we go Hazleton or to the run? I like the box. I like Hazleton being a free release. We check to the run, and it's gonna work. It's gonna be a touchdown. Devon Simmons scores touchdown number 3 on the day for the 2nd episode in a row. He scored 3 touchdowns, and yeah, this game's over. I was worried, like, does he make the wrong decision? You know, Hazleton free over the middle. Nah, we didn't make the wrong decision. Ooh, the heel click. You're looking at a little bit of, what do we call it, thumbnail there? With the heel kick? Very fancy there. By Simmons. 36-3. This is a shellacking. Touchback. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we've seen enough of this game. I don't know if you need to see any more. I certainly don't. I have no doubt in this outcome. Washington does get a touchdown. Almost got another, it looked like, but ended up not being able to do so. Of course, the CPU would give up a touchdown, so we hadn't given up all game, but we did give them a lot of time to come in and score. 44 attempts by Hamilton in this game's a lot. But also 29 attempts by Kevon Simmons. We just had a lot of plays that we were able to run. And yeah, our big two had good games. Walker looks like he missed a field goal too. 3 picks. TFL's 1 sack. That sack we had with Costanza was the lone one on the day. And I want to see something. I'll worry about it later because there wasn't even a highlight. How is that play not a highlight? Simmons gets up to 97 overall already. This is year 2. This is year 2. And I think I only boosted the XP sliders up to 110. So like it's not like the XP is doing a ton different than the base XP. So we see decent upgrade for Smart. Still no deep route. I want to get him to deep route so we can hopefully maybe have everything in the green by the time he's, you know, like maxed out. Timmy Reed's out for the next 4 weeks. So if we make the playoffs, Timmy Reed's not going to be there. Yay! D'Angelo Bramble will be back though. Not D'Angelo Bramble, Jaron Lacey. Do we make the playoffs? This is taking forever. No, we miss the playoffs at 9-8. 3 teams in the AFC West went 9-8, and we miss the playoffs. Ends up being the Chargers and the Bengals. So that tiebreaker over the Chargers ends up being our demise. Morris Morgan was the Defensive Player of the Week in Week 18. I guess that's the consolation prize. Man, you're always risking it at 9-8 because you're kind of depending on tiebreakers and things like that once you get to that point. Let's see who made it to the Pro Bowl from our squad. We are in the AFC. No quarterback, no running back. Hazleton makes it receiver. Smart makes it at tight end. No offensive lineman. Wyatt Costanzo makes it at edge. And Quincy Boston is the corner 1. And that is it. So 2 offensive players, 2 defensive players. Simmons is not a Pro Bowler. That's absurd. We just need to like force a bunch more rushing touchdowns, I guess, because the CPU just goes crazy with rushing touchdowns. It's actually crazy. Like they really need to calm down on the rushing touchdowns. Way more than ever really happen in real life. Let's take a look at our team stats though. For quarterback Devin Hamilton, I'd like to see year by year. So cut down on the interceptions from last year and had 10 more touchdowns. Definitely his best year Maybe good enough to avoid regression. We saw that he actually regressed after last year. Rushing the ball, though, 5 less touchdowns, so he only had 5 more touchdowns total. But also a few less interceptions. So yeah, a better year. Actually his worst year in terms of yardage. He's been really consistent around 46, 4,700 throughout his whole career, though. But yeah, 1751 and 15 touchdowns is not enough to make the Pro Bowl. 4 fumbles may have played a role in that. Over 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns on the year for Hazleton. 1,100 yards and 16 touchdowns for Lewis Smart is really good. Ooh. Rambo was 6, 12, and 4. So Rambo had more production than Slayton despite missing time, and Slayton was there for the whole year. Simmons had 4 receiving touchdowns. Pearson had 8 sacks allowed, which led us. He also missed some time, so he might have been up around 10. How do you not? TFL's D'Angelo Bramble with 23. Does that give him superstar development? That would also change maybe what our plans are in the draft. Nobody over 10 sacks, but all of these guys within 1 sack of each other. Jaron Lacey to Wyatt Costanzo, 7.5 to 8.5. So no standouts, but a very solid group who all missed time. I think we would have had double-digit guys if they were healthy. But they all have low injury. Quincy Boston led us with deflections. Morris Morgan 1 behind. Looks like Justin Coleman played more than he should have. 6 missed field goals this year. Matthew Welker keeps keeps missing more kicks, not kissing more Micks. I don't know who Mick is, but I'm sure he probably doesn't want to be kissed by Matthew Welker. Let's take a look at the league as a whole. Don't really want to start with punting, if I'm being honest. Let's start with passing. Patrick Mahomes leads in yards with Anthony Cloud as a close second, but Patrick Mahomes with the 50 touchdowns to 8 picks. Yeah, John Michaels leads the league in picks. That's with 27 interceptions. That's a lot. Hamilton with 22, also with a lot. Davis Mills is the only other quarterback above 20. In terms of quarterbacks that played a lot, Russell Wilson had the best completion percentage. And Patrick Mahomes with the best rating, no surprise. Rushing 2,300 yards for Henry, 1,800 yards and 22 touchdowns for McCaffrey, and then Mixon had 23 touchdowns. This is just too many touchdowns. What are these? Like, we don't see this many touchdowns in real life. Not even close. So I could definitely calm down. But it's been that way for years. It's not just this Madden. Rushing touchdowns have always been way more than they should, like Leonard Fournette with 22 touchdowns. I think the leader in the NFL right now is Jamal Williams with 12 through 12 weeks. So that would make the leader like 17. Instead, we're seeing 4 guys over 20. So we look at the guys who allowed the most sacks. Christian Darrisaw in real life having a really good year. So that's kind of sad to see him allowing so much. Michael Franklin does not lead the NFL in tackles. He's 4th, 21.5 sacks. Aaron Donald's still absolutely destroying people. Max Crosby, of all the people that we gave within our division, I think Max Crosby has been the most just deadly. As he's been, I think that's back-to-back years with 20+ sacks. I think he's been, or maybe not, I think he's been like 18+ all 3 years, though. Matthew Welkers once again leads in field goal makes, but those 6 misses really hurt his chance to, be the Pro Bowl kicker. In terms of average, Johnny Hecker led, and Tim Vogel was 5th or 6th. In terms of net, though, our one punter was easily better than Vogel. I want to see how many did he get inside the 20, though. Still not very high in that area. Again, he did also miss. Yeah, he's really low. Tied for 2nd worst in the league. We didn't punt a lot in the games that we played, to be fair to him. Is there like an inside the 20 percentage? 7th in the league in offensive yards, 9th in defensive yards. So top 10 on both sides of the ball, did not make the playoffs. 5th in points scored on offense and 7th in points scored. So in terms of both yards and scoring, we were top 10 in everything. Couldn't make the playoffs. That is very sad. So kind of look at the pass for about more like we're at 15. Wait, no, that was league standing. But it seemed like we were more around like 15 there too. Rushing, we were higher. Got over 2,000 yards. Points per game, we just saw we were what, 7th or something? 5th in points, 7th in points allowed. Passing touchdowns, decent bit down the board here. Rushing touchdowns, the Titans, of course. Express, we didn't do terrible. Got up to 20. First downs, we were 3rd in the league in first downs. Kind of surprising because it feels like we run less plays in the games that we play. But we do have extended drives a lot. I feel like we don't have a lot of quick drives. In terms of allowing the pass, we're not horrible. Run, pretty good. One of the better teams against the run in the league. Points allowed, I thought we saw we were like 7th. Yep. In terms of sacks, we are kind of towards the top. Could certainly do better. We caused the most fumbles in the league this year, and we were 4th in interceptions as well. So 1st in fumbles, 4th in interceptions. Really good job taking the ball away this year. Much better, I feel like, than we've been in the first couple of years. So that's something that we can look to build on going into next year. Let's talk about MVP. Patrick Mahomes, Doug Peterson wins Coach of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year is Joe Mixon. And these are the players that went down. And Kevon Simmons was 8th. Was not a Pro Bowler. Was the 8th best player on offensive player in the AFC. Wasn't a Pro Bowler. Offensive Rookie of the Year. I don't imagine we'll have anyone here. We won't. Do we even have a rookie that played? Delvin Walls does win Defensive Rookie of the Year over Jaron Lacey again. At the time of his injury, Jaron Lacey was in first place. Also Seymour Morgan in the rankings. Not really too competitive in it. Did not have a top 10 quarterback in the conference. Had the 5th best running back. Really, the 5th? What? Eddie Hazelton was also the 5th best receiver. No top lineman. Hopefully we'll get there eventually. Costanzo and Bramble both win top 10 defensive linemen. In terms of linebackers, nobody. Feels like it favors 3-4 linebackers. We had the 4th best defensive back and the 9th. And the 8th best kicker. So kind of just an average kicker is what they saw him as this year. With 6 misses, you can't really be mad at it either. So let's upgrade Delvin Walls. Can we get a sneak peek on if he got Superstar? He did. We see there on the far right abilities. So the Rookie of the Year brings us another Superstar. Somebody else under 85 overall that we can now work towards becoming. He needs to first get to 80 overall so we can kind of get a wider option for his first ability. Then we can worry about getting him to 85 overall. Get that second ability slot. That might not even be done by the end of the next year. It might take into year 3 to get him up to 85 overall. And here we go. Here is the look at the recap. Delvin Walls does win overall Defensive Rookie of the Year, not just for the conference. And these should just be our practice squad players. They are. Don't really need to do much with that. Let's take a look at the team. See any dev ups or dev downs. Offense, no change whatsoever. Didn't really expect, like, if it was going to be anything, it was going to be Hazelton up to X Factor. Defensively, we do see change. Not only is Delvin Walls up to Superstar, but we have Wyatt Costanzo up to X Factor. And Victor Giles up to Superstar. D'Angelo Bramble stayed at Star. But Victor Giles got up to Superstar. A little surprised by that, but pleasantly surprised. All right, no dev downs either. We yet to see any dev downs. We have dev trait regression on in this series. Luckily, it hasn't. All of the star dev plus players have been productive enough to not have to lose their dev traits. They've all been progressing high enough as well in terms of overalls to keep them as well, as I know that is a factor. It's not only production, it's what's your age and overall combination. But team's looking really good to end year 3 of. Unfortunate we couldn't make the playoffs, as we're going to look to change Costanzo up to Fearmonger there for his X Factor. He's not really going to have it. I think we'll have the other 3 players that were already X Factor keep their X Factor. Might switch Connor and Costanzo there. Outmatch is a good ability for Giles, though. I think we're going to keep it. He will win contested catches against running backs. Let's see what Walls has. Yeah, he doesn't really have much. He has to be 80 overall, really, and before we can get him much of an ability. Probably something that has to do with tackling. He also didn't have bad zone coverage, so maybe one thing to go with tackling, one thing to go with zone coverage for him would make some sense, I think. But that wraps up season 3 in the books. Our first ever finish with a winning record, but we missed the playoffs, which was our expectation from the owner. How does he take it? I guess you'll have to find out on the off-season episode coming on Thursday, and I will see you then.